Hello everyone. Assume that the Kenyan government's purpose is to extract resources for personal gain. Thus, it has no interest in public purposes such as development, education, or health. Let's take a look at aspects of the state capture report. This is part 3. Take time to look at part 1 and 2. In part 3, we'll look at 10 of them. The aspects come from a report called State Capture Inside Kenya's Inability to Fight Corruption. It's written by Wachira, Maina, and you can find it from the website Africog. Before I move forward, have a look at the video I did called Cultural Aspects That Slow Down Kenya and Africa to Be Highly Developed. One of them is leaders in society, religious, political, and business are expected to be people, mainly men, who have a retinue, a group of advisors, assistants, or others, or followers who distribute resources and in other ways provide for their followers when they have needs. They also ideally have commanding personalities. I also did a video called Colonization and Cultural Aspects that affect how Kenya and Africa runs government, and some of the effects are forced assimilation, process of taking in and fully understanding information or ideas forcefully, looting, rob, especially on a large scale and usually by violence or corruption, harm, physical injury, especially that which is deliberately inflicted, and these are things that are seen even today. Okay, let's start. What is at play in Kenya is state capture, defined as a political project in which a well-organized elite network constructs a symbiotic relationship between the constitutional state and a parallel shadow state for its own benefit. The government embraces appearances of reform rather than the fact of reform. Deep reforms would loosen the ruling elite's grip on power and severely subvert politics as played in Kenya. The success of state capture rests on the ability of a small group of powerful and rich operatives to take over and pervert the institutions of democracy while keeping the facade of a functioning democracy. What if we attribute no benevolent purpose to the state? What if we assume instead that governing is not the government's objective? The assumption that the state exists for benign, pleasant ends but is debauched by corruption is deeply mistaken. State capture creates a two-government country. There's an elected government and there's a shadow government, a state within a state. Successful state capture networks in Kenya have had two elements. The first one, on the bureaucratic side, there's usually a coterie, an exclusive circle of people, of favored officials who are allowed to accumulate, concentrate, and exercise power in completely unaccountable ways, often behind the shield of presidential privilege, state security, or defense procurement. Second, on the business side, there's often a clique of local businessmen allied to political insiders, or alternatively, the favored groups are shadowy international companies whose shareholders are usually unknown. Capturing and controlling the presidency, the source of power, and the treasury, the source of money, is essential to fashioning the criminal web necessary to repurpose government for the benefit of rent-seeking elites. Captured systems routinely select and employ the unfit, even as they drive honest people out of government. If government operates as a criminal syndicate, then it's hard to find honest people to serve in government. No moral wrong is involved when an official or politician from one's village violates conflict of interest rules or other laws to provide some token benefit, take up some obligation to provide mutual assistance to aunties and cousins, pull strings on behalf of other kin and friends of friends. There you have it. So, essential to state capture is the existence of a crooked, conniving, and reciprocal relationship between certain types of businesses and politicians. Let's look at that in the State Capture Report, Part 4. Thank you for all who've been able to subscribe. If you haven't yet, click on the subscribe button where you see the arrow pointing, and then on the right there is a bell. Click on that so that you may be able to know when a new video arrives. Okay, thank you. See you. Bye.